What up, people? This is a Nature Girl 30 here, coming to you with a Smackdown review. Now, I'm going to talk about the intro. The intro should not have happened. We already have seen these people, we already know who's going to be in the Money in the Bank match with SmackDown. Having them out there was completely irrelevant to me. Plus, since Sin Cara really could not speak any English, and we all know that, why in the world are you going to try to interview everybody and have him sitting on a turnbuckle in the back? I mean, that's just wrong. But having Sheamus come out there and pretty much clean house was awesome. I mean, it kind of brought a little bit more luster into the whole thing. And seeing how that Christian was smart enough to put a clause in the contract saying that, oh, if anything happens where he's disqualified, Randy's disqualified, or if there's bad refereeing, then then he would get the belt, which I think was genius in my opinion. I think Christian's tactic was genius. But seeing Sheamus come out there and practically clean house was awesome. I actually miss Sheamus doing that, and I'm happy he did that. Alright, the tag team match. The first tag team match of the night. Jackson and Bryan versus Rhodes and DiBiase. Now, the match itself was not bad. But, Cody Rhodes, I still find it funny because he literally, if anybody has seen the show Big Bang Theory and if they have ever heard of the character Sheldon, listen to Sheldon and listen to Cody Rhodes. They sound like twins. It's to the point where, honestly, it's really difficult for me to take him seriously if he keeps sounding like that. He sounds like he has something stuck up his nose. But anyway, I actually liked the outcome of the match because Ted DiBiase really needed it. He kept losing every night. He wasn't being taken seriously anymore. He really needed the win. And that really makes me happy. Um, Mark Henry. What can I say about Mark Henry? Now, if anybody has seen my videos, they know I do not like at all the angry black man angle. I mean, I think it's played out, and I think that it's overrated, especially among black men that wants to make it in the wrestling business. Now, but anyway, now him going out there and beating up people is something that I never liked. I never particularly liked civvies being, involved in wrestling storylines anyway. And having them involved really does bother me. But I actually thought that this match with Kane would kind of calm him down a little bit, especially the fact that he's being investigated and all this other stuff in the storyline. But then I thought again, okay, Kane fought him before and Kane has lost. Why do you think that he's going to win this time? No, he didn't win. And then Mark Henry tried to take it out on Booker T. I'm like, okay, look, dude, calm down. Woosah Tonto. And it's just time for this whole thing to end because it's to the point where it's getting way, 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 way too serious. Especially when they involve cities. And that's the one thing that bothers me about it. And I can't wait till Money in the Bank because I know that Big Show is going to end this thing. And Mark Henry is going to hopefully calm down after this. At least I hope so. But Randy Orton, for his backstage interview, has definitely improved. He's improved a great deal. He doesn't sound as rigid and as robotic as he used to sound. That's one thing I can say about it. But seeing how, that he was kind of realistic about the whole thing, he was like, look, I know that I'm going to have to face Christian. And if I beat Christian, I'm tired of facing Christian, which is everybody's tired, seeing them fight. He's going to have to face Sheamus. And honestly, if that ever happens and Randy Orton has the belt, I would not be surprised if Sheamus will be the next champion. But anyway, moving on to another match. The Divas match. Now, this is a typical David versus Goliath match, and it's starting to annoy me. I mean, I like David versus Goliath matches when when it has a good build up and when they're actually somewhat relevant. But we all know that Tamina was supposed to lose to AJ. I mean, come on, look at AJ. Do you really think that she can beat Tamina by herself without it being written in for her to win? I've seen AJ fight and seen her fight on SmackDown. She still has a lot of work. She's not a pro, and she's not gonna be because she just won. She's still a rookie. But honestly, she has potential. But honestly, I don't think that the whole Tamina angle should have came up yet. I mean, AJ, she has done well in her tag team matches. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I mean, the way that it ended just didn't seem realistic to me. And the one thing that I really thought was irrelevant was Alicia Fox. It's bad enough she's starting to look like Rihanna. But she really has no reason being out there. Period. But moving on from there, the second tag team of the night, which is what I really liked because the Usos Warrior chant finally worked. Last time they disgraced their ancestors by losing after doing it. This time they actually did it and they won. And Gabriel and Slater, they're a great tag team. And I think that I'm not sure whether or not this feud is going to continue, but I think that they did that. I mean, they're trying to really bring up the tag team division. That's probably why they did two um, tag team events in one night. But going off the topic of, the event, the SmackDown or anything, for the longest, I have been trying to figure out why the Off the Rope show was obsessed with one referee, Justin King. I actually understand now why they like Justin King. Justin King is awesome. He refereed with authority. Like he did the 1, 2, 3 with authority. He made sure that both sides were fair and both sides weren't trying to cheat. He was watching both sides. He made sure that everybody did everything in that ring legally. And honestly, I'm now a fan of Justin King because Justin King, he ref with authority, and you gotta love that. Now I understand why the Off the Rope show loved Justin King. Justin King all the way, baby. All right, moving on from there, I don't understand why these two matches have even came to be. Well, I understand one of them, but the one match that kind of made me scratch my head a lot was Tyson Kidd versus Sin Cara. Now, Tyson Kidd really does need the win. He does need to be put over somehow. And I actually thought on not SmackDown, but on Superstars, he was only relevant for the whole manager angle. But now I'm trying to figure out what happened. Not only what happened to the manager angle. That's one thing I'm trying to figure out. What happened to the manager angle? And then the other, why Sin Cara? For crying out loud, Sin Cara is supposed to be the future Rey Mysterio. Do you honestly believe that he's going to beat the future Rey Mysterio? The one issue that I have with that match is the match was it was it was like swimming in a vat of syrup. It was that sluggish, that slow, that sloppy. And Tyson Kidd could not keep up with Sin Cara, and it was a given that he could not keep up with Sin Cara. And then the match just wasn't as great as it would have been because they both they both weren't even. I mean, Sin Cara was way faster than Tyson Kidd, and having Sin Cara in there, it's an automatic lose lose for you. You're not gonna get put over. You're gonna get buried, and that's one thing that really bothered me because Tyson Kidd really needed to win because now. I don't know how his career is gonna go. I mean, he may be released if he doesn't come up with some wins. But another match that really scratched my head was the Jinder Mahal match. Now, I can't remember his opponent's name, but I know that he had to been there for a few years. I don't think that he's a rookie. I've seen him a few times. I know that, he really needs to be put over because he doesn't get that much airtime, probably unless superstars. But the Jinder Mahal match not only scratched my head for that particular reason because of the opponent that they chose for him, it was the commentary. The commentary practically dominated the whole match. You didn't even see the match. You just heard Booker T talking about the kind of robe he had. The robe was from the Taj Mahal and it was priceless. I'm like, we don't want to know history about his clothing. We want to see the match. That match itself was the equivalent of having your girlfriend or your boyfriend in your ear asking you questions about a movie or a sports event. Who is this? What is this? What is that? What are they doing? Who is this person? Women, women out there, and I'm representing one of them, but I don't do this. I actually hate it when women do this and when men do this. You're notorious for doing that. Don't do that. It's annoying. Just like that match. That match was annoying. It could have been better, but the commentators made it annoying. Alright, moving on to the main event. Now, the main event with Sheamus and Randy Orton was not pay-per-view material because it's a given that Sheamus can beat the crap out of Randy Orton any given day. I mean, really, Randy Orton doesn't have a chance of winning against Sheamus unless some politics backstage was done. I mean, it's a given. The guy literally can say that I'm gonna beat you down and do it. And Sheamus is awesome for that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a fan of people that can bring it and actually bring it. And Sheamus can bring it, especially when a guy comes out there and says, "Why are you beating up all these people?" It's an Irish thing. You wouldn't understand. How sexy is that? But Sheamus is awesome for that reason. He could bring the pain and he brought it. And honestly, if it wasn't for Christian interfering, Sheamus would have literally, and if it was a title match, Sheamus would have won, hands down. But anyway, my rating for the night is this. I'm giving it a C minus, and I know I didn't mention one reason why I'm giving it a C minus. My first reason is the intro. There was no reason for the intro to be done. We already know who is going to be in the Money in the Bank. And also, I kind of done it because they're excluding three important people: Ted DiBiase, Drew McIntyre, and Sheamus. Now, even though Sheamus has won the belt before, I still think that Sheamus would actually have a good title reign if they put him in it. And just like they put Randy Orton in it a few years, I think the first Money in the Bank pay-per-view they ever did, they put Randy Orton in it, even though he didn't win. But I think it'll be interesting if they actually put Sheamus in there. My second reason for making this a C minus SmackDown was the vault. Okay, I know I didn't mention it earlier, but they added the vault in there for an old Kane versus Mysterio match in '09. Now, we have seen this before. This is what DVDs are for. Why are they showing this on TV? We don't need to see it again. And they keep putting the vault in for a filler. I hate fillers. I'm sick of fillers. And you need to put a lot more creativity in there. I know the creative team is like completely burned out and they're just sick and tired, period, because they're burned out from doing like what, two back to back Raw 3 hour shows, and then they do SmackDown too. I mean, that's a lot for anybody. But come on. I mean, at least have Second Shift do it. And Second Shift is probably hungry to even be seen, so they're probably going to come up with a good story. But anyway, my rating for SmackDown is a C minus of the night. If you disagree with me or if you have any comments, leave your comments below. This is the Nature Girl 30 here, signing off, and you have a good day.